This is the last live show of 2023 here on ATI. Let's do a business verticals in auto transport industry recap, plus some industry insights into 2024. If you want to learn and grow your business, stay tuned. This is ATI. We'll be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verifications of loads where nobody ever answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021, or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S., so you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Don't lose any more sleep worrying about missing leads. Get Transport Auto Quoter to quote the right price the first time, anytime. Run your business with TAQ. Visit transportautoquoter.com. Hey, what's going on, Mark? Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for being in the live chat. Making martinis for the last show of the year. Looking forward to what ATI has in store for 2024. Thank you, Mark. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and... This is the last show of the year. We're not going to do a show Thursday. Sue isn't feeling well. There seems to be things going around. It's Merry Christmas Ecosystem. I got a... there we go. One of the last bells of the year. Okay, Ecosystem. I talk about it. And by the way, ATI is the neutral zone. I think that... I was looking at it. I think the transport industry is more fragmented than ever before, honestly. With all the different mobile apps, the load boards, the brokers, the state of carriers, the state of social media and podcasts, and oh my goodness, I think I could go on and on. And the thing is, we're here to follow the disconnect between sales and operations, which... there still seems to be quite a disconnect. So, yeah, Mark, we have a lot coming up in 2024. I normally deliver auto logistics news every Tuesday night. We're going to skip that tonight. We're just going to do a kind of a Christmas recap and discussion. I'm not going to make a bunch of predictions about 2024. And I will be back with the news on January 2nd. I did want to share this. This is one of the few slides that I have tonight. The central bot thing, in voting and in politics, they've got the October surprise. We have the central bot Christmas surprise. Now, I'm not offering anything here. I'm sharing this, but what is this? And what does it mean? I mean, this is different. And I'm happy that ATI is the neutral zone. ATI is probably the only channel where you're going to hear talk about central bot. And again, that's part of the thing as we move forward. And by the way, don't be afraid of change. We've already seen a lot of change. We're going to see more change. ATI is your constant. So that you can count on. That's fine. Let's talk about the ecosystem. What is going on? I talk about the ecosystem, right? New, used, auctions, dealers, carriers, brokers, shippers, fleet and rental, and then repo is in services and equipment. What's going on with equipment? What's going on with the regulations, right? Let's start with OEMs. 14 major global corporations control more than 60 auto brands around the world. Okay, so I've got a graph here that I found. This is, spend some time here. Because, right, this is the essence of automotive. And I don't worry about, I know, the views are low. Most people watch on demand anyways. It's Christmas. It's been really quiet. Part of me was like, I'm not even going to do a show tonight. But I have to. This is ATI. We are the channel that will continue to be consistent. We've proven that for the past several years. We're going to prove it again next year. And the views will be back. I know they will because we're the only place that isn't owned by somebody trying to get your business. So as we look at the car companies and the different brands, on the forefront of what it would be problems, the EV thing really is a problem. You're starting to see cracks in the EV. I'm not sure where you get your news all the time, but you should be seeing it. Hopefully they're saying it on primetime TV as well. So EV, it's going to happen, of course, but it's not happening fast enough, and EV supply on dealers' lots is becoming a problem. Obviously, the UAW strikes. We're going to see more UAW news next year. This is not over because they want to unionize the non-union shops. We are hearing brand loyalty is down, which is interesting too. That's a serious problem if brand loyalty is down. That is a major OEM and dealer problem, which is going to lead to, actually, here's the opportunity. Every time, see, and that's another thing, right? Every time we identify a problem, there's an opportunity. And even in our own sector of the world, the problems that we see in the rearview mirror of Q4 2023 presents opportunities. We just have to capitalize on those opportunities. And this goes for everybody. For every problem you see in front of you, that means there's an opportunity. It's just that, I guess the thing is we get tired of rolling up our sleeves, right, and getting in the elbow grease, but that's part of it, right? And you see, no matter where you look, you're going to see problems, and then, you've got to identify the opportunities. That's fine. All right, and so let's go into dealers. Now, I'll come back to this slide. On the dealers, I just want to point out, and I'm working on that. I'm working on the website. There's a lot to do on the website. 2024 is going to be an interesting year for the ATI website. Been working on it, and you know this too. When you design a website, gosh, what do we do with the website? What are we doing? Now, this is a media channel and information, and other businesses can participate, and there's podcasts. So I'm working on really figuring out, what do I do with this website, right? And I got the About Us, and I got videos, and blogs, and podcasts. Oh my gosh, there's so much to it. But I talked about the automakers. I know I'm jumping around a little bit. This is the Christmas extravaganza 2023. But NADA is coming up. This thing is in about a week or two. Actually, in about a week, NADA is going to be just covering social media. And then for about a month. Because NADA, I was looking at the sessions, and lots of compliance, and then fraud, and vehicle life cycle. Still plenty of EV shops. Fixed ops. and service, that's a big part of the dealership. And then, of course, AI. We're going to, it's going to be nonstop AI conversation, which is, see, I also think that's a good thing. You know, as a problem would be, is that there's too many, for looking at the auto transport world specifically, too much AI, right? We think that, but I asked the question again, and we're going to go to mobile apps and load boards after the next break, but is there very much AI in the mobile apps and load board technology that carriers are using right now at the end of 2023? I don't think so. I don't think there is. So AI is, it's just getting started. On the dealership side also, oh man, profits are down 20% through Q3 of 2023. They're also down in 2024. So you got brand loyalty's a problem. Plus, interest rates are too high. Car payments are too high. And we knew that this was going to happen. We knew that there was going to be an opposite swing of the pendulum from the profits that were being reaped 2 years ago by automakers and dealers. Well, that'd be a larger conversation to unpack. But we are in a downswing. How long will this last? What can you do during the downswing? I was looking at the associations to see what they're doing, and what's interesting, NAAA and IARA both have updated their websites. And I think that they're kind of going through. I know IARA has really been looking at rebranding, so has America's Auto Group. NAAA seems to be showing some change as well. That's really interesting. That's part of the ecosystem, of course. So let's see here. Let's go back to and I'm looking at the ecosystem, and I'm thinking about tonight's slides, and let's talk about auctions for a second before we move on. On auctions, you've got physical auctions, right? When we think of Manheim, ADESA, America's Auto Group, IAG, Servnet, and smaller independents, and then digital auctions, ACV, eBlock, and then services like Auction V-Commerce and One Auction View. The question is, how much, here it is again at the end of 2023, how much does the average logistics service provider know even just that section of the auction ecosystem? Again, Manheim, yes. ADESA, yes. Okay, America's Auto Group, does it matter? Well, maybe. IAG, Servnet, these are more independent auctions. I think that, if I really wanted to look at whether it's the NAAA or the IARA, what are these auctions where you can build relationship as a auto logistics service provider other than going to the trade shows? Is there any outreach? I don't know. I still don't know. Don't have the answer to that question, and I haven't been able to get it, which means I don't know if there is any outreach. Are they looking for any outreach? I know that if you go to the IARA, let's see, if we go to education, and for the record, I have been engaging in some outreach to these organizations as well as others, because I think it's important that even though the industry is fragmented and continues to be so, I do try to contact and stay connected to the various organizations as much as I can. It's important. We can't just be content being fragmented. Oh, that's interesting. Well, everybody's working on their websites, no problem. But yeah, if I click there, I can't get more information right now. That's okay. That's all right. All right. Let's go to... Oh, okay. How about this? Car dealers. Let's look at this. In car dealers, Did you know that in new car dealers, I was looking this up, in new car dealers there's over 60,000 new car dealers. And in used car dealers, those over 150,000 used car dealers. Think about that. You know, we've talked about talking to car dealers a lot on this channel. Over 150,000 used car dealers nationwide. And I want to bring this up. This is interesting. Because then, here we go. This guy, I can't even say the name, but you're welcome. Hello again. Thanks for your videos. It helps me a lot in the dispatch. Thanks for the sheet you sent me, which is this one. I sent this, the Car Hauling Dispatcher Training Series. People continue to ask for this, which is pretty cool. So then he asked, do you have any scripts on how to speak with brokers, managers, customers, etc. at work? And he liked my quote, dispatch unto them as you would dispatch unto yourself. Well, you're welcome. Hey, what's going on? Mushu. Okay, well, yeah. And we've done this, and we'll continue to do this, and this is actually why. So now there's two main shows, and you know this. Let's talk about this too. You know that there's been a lot of changes on ATI, right? If you haven't noticed, in Q4 of this year, we went through major changes. Let's do this. Let's bring up, where's my home page? Not a lot of rehearsal on tonight's show. I was working on setting up some other equipment. Dispatching Live and Tuesday Nights Live are now the two main shows on ATI. And again, I'm going to say this about change. I don't always know why change does happen. It just does. It changes beyond your control. And I really don't know exactly why some things have changed the way they have. I have no idea. Didn't see it coming. What's interesting is after then there are changes. You look in the rearview mirror and you're like, God, what did I miss? And wait a minute, when? And then you start to research. When did that happen? When did that happen? And it would appear that ATI's been on the course of change all through last year, just didn't realize it. And so then in Q4, many changes in the types of, let's see, within shorts. We've got more YouTube shorts, more new thumbnails. I've shortened the shows. I've cut some shows. I now have guests on Dispatching Live. There's podcasts on the YouTube page. I've been doing live interviews at the trade shows. So, you know, it's fascinating. And that's the thing too about change is that when change happens, rather than, you know, being frozen with shock or whatever it is, you just got to keep on going, or you stop. And this is actually, I think this is where, you know, we hear sink or swim. Sink or swim happens, I guess, in an instant, and it happens unexpectedly. You don't know. You don't know things are going to change when they do, but when they do, you really have no choice but to embrace it, go with it, and see the potential, the opportunity. I do think, going back to the changes on the channel, and I'll acknowledge, this is not like a giant Christmas party. It's not. It's an end of the year recap and acknowledgement of change. What was I going to say? Because I'm trying to keep it real. Which is interesting. It really is interesting. Oh, this was I say. To the folks that may have changed the channel, there's some people that I haven't seen lately. And hopefully when you do come back, it'll still be the same ATI, maybe a little updated, but it's the same ATI that you thought it was before. We are the constant in, it's not just transportation anymore. it is automotive. This channel is going to continue to grow and be as relevant as ever, maybe more relevant. The more shows I do, the more guests I meet, the more content that this channel can bring to the attention of folks that are not inside of, say, a dealer channel or an international logistics channel. And even in what would otherwise be the original roots of transportation and logistics, we've tried to connect with some groups and companies for long enough, and now, man, that's fine. Got to move on. We all have to move on at some point and just realize that, sometimes change worked and sometimes change didn't, but change is inevitable. So this ecosystem, I've been using this slide now for a few years, and I'll probably update this too. I plan on doing a lot of updates in 2024. And if this channel helps you, please do let us know. We are, there's the live chat. See, the live chat, it's interesting. I'll say this too, is that the live chat used to be like a lot of whooping it up and all that stuff. And that's great. But with as much talk as I've heard about relationships, well, gosh, some of that turned out to be, well, not exactly what we thought. I'm not sure what's going on in automotive in the popularity contest, but there is one. And, man, I'm just trying to bring you the news. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to come back after this break. I'm going to talk about, hey, Rachel Atkins, what's going on? Merry Christmas. That's pretty cool. And that's one thing, too, is that's thank you, Rachel, is that by being one of the few constants in automotive logistics, people will come back. It's kind of like a store that stays open. Maybe you didn't go back there for a little bit, and then you come back and you go, oh my God, this store is still open, and the stuff is as great as it ever was. Yeah. You got to pat yourself on the back, especially in the lean times. You have to. And you be thankful for the connections you still have. Because when you realize not is all as it appears to be, it's a strange day. Do me a favor, stick around right after this. We're going to talk about load boards, mobile apps, and then we're going to end the show. So we'll be right back. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's be honest with it. Everybody, as an operator, like myself, we're always looking to save expense, okay? And so if I can get a product that is just as efficient as another product and yet save a ton of money, that's what I'm going to do. And so I think the value proposition that Dealerslink offers is unmatched, right? For what we spend on Dealerslink, for what we get from Dealerslink, full spectrum, the marketplace's support, the OEM data, the Fastbook tool, the mobile applications that you have, the value proposition is huge. And I definitely would recommend, I have recommended, we are continuing to install it into our stores as we speak.
Request a live demo at dealerslink.com now.
Are you ready to take a leap into the future of vehicle logistics? Auto Hauler Exchange is the first pure B2B marketplace in vehicle logistics, where shippers and carriers live and work directly in one ecosystem with no middleman. Shippers simply post their shipping opportunities directly to highly vetted carriers around the country. Once a carrier sees a shipment opportunity which fits their need, they simply check that shipment out of the exchange with just a few clicks of a button and with no third-party interaction, getting your vehicle on the road with ease. We have proven our B2B marketplace is a more efficient, transparent model for vehicle logistics, where shippers and carriers connect one-on-one. Take it from our clients themselves. Get off the vehicle hauling roller coaster today with Auto Hauler Exchange.
Auto Hauler Exchange B2B marketplace connects shippers directly with carriers, and that means putting the power of the business transaction back in the carrier's hands. Visit autohaulerexchange.com. Links are in the live chat. All right, so if you're still with me here, thank you so much for coming back. What we're looking at now is... So this is the load board stuff. Now, this isn't new stuff. I've had this list. I created this list with Sue on Dispatching Live. I mean, I'm going to say at least a year ago. In fact, I didn't really do any updated list videos in 2023. I did car hauling load boards, I believe, in 2019. Oh, I think there was a list before that, top 5 car hauling load boards, maybe 2016, 2017. I did it again in 2022. And this is kind of where we're at now, So you got Central is number 1. Super Dispatch, Metro Loads, Holly, Ship.Cars, One Dispatch, ACV, Cars Arrive. Reindeer's on here. Dispatch Center, CarShip.io. I put Carvana on here. Run Buggy's not on here. Auto Sled's not on here. So now we're up to like 15, probably something like that. I thought I'd show this. I thought this was interesting because I've been looking at, and I'm working on this video on One Dispatch moving to Central Dispatch. I'm working on it right now. And because we're seeing a message from One Dispatch, that they're moving to Central, and there are questions. People have questions. What does that mean for me and my business? And I started thinking, I talked about a lot about load boards and mobile apps in the past, and then I saw something interesting. This gets into the fragmentation that I'm talking about. So I typed in top car hauling load boards, and it used to just be my post that I originally put on Super Dispatch. Boy, that was a long time ago. Now there's this, top 10 auto transport load boards, a post from AutoStar, and that is this year. Isn't that interesting? Let's take a look at this. Top 10 auto transport load boards from AutoStar. And most of this stuff, what's interesting, a lot of this blog, I say it like that. It really, there's still information, but at the end of it, this is link juice to AutoStar's platform. That's fine. It's not a problem. Everybody's got links to something. But I never saw lists of load boards until I did it. And that's just a fact. I'm just pointing it out. Here's their list. This is interesting. Central Dispatch, and then they have 1, 2, 3 load board as second. Interesting. Maybe. But I don't think that's common. I don't think most carriers think of 1, 2, 3 load boards second. I'd say they think of Super Dispatch. And then U-Ship is third? Okay, no. See? No, that's not the case. But I suppose what it could mean is, I guess we can find out, and as I talk about the fragmentation, who does AutoStar like? Who do they see as partners? Central, 1, 2, 3, U-Ship, because they post loads probably at all 3 of those. Probably post on DAT. TQL is on there? Man, nobody talks about TQL. You can, but I never hear anybody do it. One Dispatch, yes. Carshipio, sure. Trucker Path, again. So they're doing freight too. This is cars and freight, right? But it says auto transport load boards. Top 10 auto transport load boards. Yeah, strange, right? This is a weird list. I've never seen this before. The fact that they got so high ranking on Google, that's impressive. It's really interesting. Now, here's what I was talking about, because this is the one I wrote. See, and I guess I got updated in 2019. I don't know. I originally wrote that. I believe it was 2016. And anyways, so load boards, mobile apps. This continues to be a highly sought after category, and this is why the Central Dispatch, One Dispatch moving to Central Dispatch information is so interesting. What does it mean for the industry? Everybody really wants to know. And my biggest question is Central Dispatch going to get a mobile app from one dispatch and somehow connect it to their loads on their load board? If they're at 50,000 loads, and if they were to do that, that would be, I don't know. I don't know what kind of rollout that would be. That is really my big question. So I was doing a kind of a look back. We're going to wrap it up here in a minute, but I'm doing a look back, and I see Truckers Report. Man, there are people still up here on Truckers Report. Wow, I haven't looked at this in years. And yeah, all of these, that's really interesting. And this is what they're talking about. How are you car haulers doing? Oh, here's a go. How are you car haulers doing? What's the deal? I saw 2 cars on a flatbed, one over the roof. Yeah. Yeah, man. Everyone watching the $1 Million Truckers on YouTube thinking they will get rich. There it is. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. And there's the YouTubers right there. It's all, if you look up car hauling on YouTube, it's all, how do I load it? What should I expect? It's all about loading, and I want to watch loading. I want to learn loading, and 3 steps to become a car hauler. How much money can I make? That's pretty much it. Loading and money. Which is, and that, and it made me think, okay, so that's what I gotta do with the website. Is I gotta continue to build out the ecosystem on the website. That makes total sense. Yeah, because car hauling is not just how much money am I gonna make and what does it look like to load it. And then, the trailer and stuff too. Which brings me to, I did not do the Auto Transport 23 this year. I did the Auto Transport 21. I did the Auto Transport 22, 21, 22. Skipped 23. That's okay. But I tell you, I was looking at, all right, so here is, in the video, and this was really a ton of work. That's why I didn't do it in 23. From Acertus to Accelerate Group, which in fact is America's Auto Auction Group, or America's, let's click on it. Should go to America's. Yeah, America's Auto Auction, America's Group. So that has to be updated. But I think here's what's going to happen this year. We're going to lose I'll just make one prediction. We're going to lose one auto transport brokerage. We're going to lose one of the top 10 next year. I don't know if it's going to be more than one, but one of these top 10 auto transport brokers is going to get acquired. That's what's going to happen. And that's not me predicting. I've heard so much speculation on which company is going to acquire which company that I don't even want to comment because I don't want to get it wrong. But somebody's going to get acquired next year. That means it's interesting. If you look at, okay, there's thousands of brokers. There's tens of thousands of carriers, right? Speaking of ecosystem. That means, plus if rates continue dropping, OEMs, dealers, selling less cars, making less profit. By the way, I think we might see OEM shipping changes next year too. Not exactly sure what's going to happen. We're going to see more auction and dealer integration into dealer tech. We're going to see load board and mobile app changes. That's for sure. We already know that with Central Dispatch 1 Dispatch. But again, if rates are dropping and more trucks are just doing whatever, on Dispatching Live, this is auto transport, you can do whatever you want. That phrase should be ridiculous at this point, and it's absolutely true still. So rates are dropping, you can do whatever you want. Dealer profits down. OEMs and EVs kind of messed up at the moment. Regulations are weird. Yeah. that would mean there's no way thousands of brokers are making money. Somebody from the past that was making money, or it's either because they're not making as much money, or whoever owns them sees a better deal in just selling them. So that could be it too. But we're going to see at least one of the major brokers goes away next year. More mobile app load board technology, which will lead to, I'm not sure if it'll just lead to more podcasts, because this is what we're seeing too, is we're seeing more podcasts and videos and everything because companies are working so hard to make it look like they're doing so much, because I think they're moving less and making less. So they're puffing themselves up to, when business is down, you puff up marketing. That makes sense. So 2024 is bringing in a lot of change. Not right away. I'm not exactly sure how this is all going to shake out. I don't have to know. But I do know that I want to try and get back to, I would like to try to do the Auto Transport 24 next year. I am going to be making more, we'll just do 2 live shows a week. I'll be making more YouTube shorts, probably more other types of videos as well. And you're going to see, yes, Tuesday night interviews and panels, Thursday day interviews, probably not panels, not yet. Stick to 2 shows a week. Continue to make a lot of content and podcasts, and be the only neutral zone. There is no other channel, and I know it's part of the popularity contest problem. Because ATI isn't owned by anybody, and we're not trying to get your business, we're going through a interesting fragmentation period that will loosen up. It's just that it's that end of the year contraction. I'm actually glad that some of these changes happened in this fourth quarter so that we can start fresh and continue to evolve. ATI has changed a lot over the years and yet has remained your constant. And so I'll be here. I'll be doing this. And I am speaking in March at Car Conference. And the channel will continue to grow. So thank you so much for taking the time, whether you're live or on demand. I sure do appreciate it. Don't be discouraged by the views. Never let that bother you. I will tell you this, if you look on LinkedIn, and if you talk to companies, and you look at their likes, half of them, it's internal. Half of the likes of almost all the content you come across are people that work at that company, which means everybody's drinking a lot of Kool-Aid, and the fragmentation is real. Don't let it get you down. Stay focused. Let us know how we can help. Let us know if you've got an idea for the show and the content, because we're going to be here. And it's going to be very interesting. I'm glad that I started this in 2017, because given all the fragmentation and technology developments, there is surely a lot of auto logistics news to come. And we got our chops, so we're ready to go. We'll see you next year. Thank you so much for joining us on the last live show of 2023. Mark, again, thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate you. And Sue, get well soon. And Dealerslink, thank you so much. Auto Haulers Exchange, thank you so much. Really appreciate your contribution and support. And looking forward to some of the other interesting partnerships coming soon. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the holiday. I know you're doing that. You don't need me to say it. I'll do the car hauler one more time for 2023. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next year.